Great. There she is, the woman of the hour.
Sorry, we were having technical difficulties over here as always.
No problem, no problem. We can go ahead and start. It's right on time. What I was telling the early participants is this program is very, very special, and we're very grateful to have Allstate sponsoring it and allowing us to spread this kind of love and kindness and healing to the communities that we're in. So I'll let you do the slides since you've got the slides on deck, and we'll just kick it off.
Yes, great. Thank you. So we are going to ask that everybody keeps themselves on mute while we go through this presentation, except for, of course, my co-hosts, Andrea and Cami. So thank you all so much for joining us. My name is Cassie Seidler. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, and I'll go over a little bit more of my history as we move forward. But I wanted to introduce myself and my organization because we are so fortunate to have met these wonderful people at Allstate. And so I just really wanted to thank them for being here and allowing us to be a part of this with them. So thank you so much, Andrea. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and get started by sharing the screen.
So the great news is this is the first session of 4 that Cassie's going to help us with about mental health. And they're all free. There's no obligation. Please keep coming back for the next ones because they build on one another and it'll make a lot more sense if you do all 4.
So Andrea already introduced us. So yes, this is Time to Thrive by Walk Into It. So I appreciate that. And then I'm going to ask if Andrea could go ahead and get started because she really is the person who got this going and organized everything and brought everybody together. So would you mind kind of helping us start off there?
Yeah. Can I flip the slides or do you flip the slides?
Sure. No, I didn't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about the survey, if you wanted me to cover that, that's fine. I can talk about that too. So we're going to be submitting into the chat box a kind of a welcome slide or a welcome survey, right? Because we want to kind of see what it is that you need and where you're at right now. And so our wonderful, amazing co-host Cami is going to go ahead and drop that link into the chat. And understanding where everybody is before we provide you this information is going to help us really understand kind of a snapshot of what it looks like in our community. Aside from all of these huge statistics we're going to share with you today, what does it look like in our community? So if you could please click that link and do the quick, brief, anonymous survey at the very beginning, we really appreciate that. So thank you. Okay, we'll go over to the agenda. Now, I'm not going to go over this in great detail. It's just going to be the introduction by our wonderful co-host here. And then I'm going to introduce you to myself and Walk Into It as an organization, going through what mental health looks like in America overall. And then the real cost of stress. We'll go into more detail on that, what works, and a couple of activities that you'll be able to take home with you today.
So those of you that joined the call early got to meet my daughter, who's doing this with me. And we are together trying to be beacons of help for our communities in the mental health arena. And we're rippling the effect across the country. So we just realized that there's a multi-dimensional person living in a multi-dimensional world, meaning there are so many things going on in us as people and the world that it was time that we actually took a look at things and maybe see if we could, see things from a different perspective or have it better our mental health. So your Allstate agent may have invited you here, and we thank you for coming and invite you back to the remainder of the series because we want you to help yourself and pass this along to anybody that interacts with young people or is experiencing emotional distress. We want them to have these tools as well. So that may be a family member or a friend or somebody that you know in the community. We want to keep this a very safe and anonymous environment where you get to learn these skills and information on how to deal with stress and anxiety and frustration. I mean, now the good news is more than ever, people are talking about what they're experiencing and they're finding solutions for what they're experiencing, right? I don't know if you grew up in a household, but most of us grew up in households where we were taught not to show emotion, to kind of stuff it down and not deal with it no matter how bad things got, right? There's a whole new day and approach to this sort of thing. So we're hoping to provide those resources to you guys, and you can reference them again later. We'll host them on a channel where you can reference them with people that need it or just for yourself. So that's what the Community Wellness Program is. Now, what is it not? So it's only for informational purposes, right? This is not designed to be the end all be all, one size fits all, everyone's going to be perfect after watching this today's series, right? This is an alternative with a professional, an alternative way to look at our mental health and emotional distress, right? So it's not necessarily treatment per se. It is an open forum where the questions will be submitted to my daughter, Camille, for the moderation in the Q&A section. But again, it will remain confidential because of HIPAA and all those laws. So we want to respect and recognize that everyone's in a different spot right now, and that this may not solve all of your problems. So we're going to provide you a couple of additional resources that we're going to ask you to screenshot with your cell phone in case you need them or somebody else needs them, in case their needs go beyond this program. And then the information in this series is provided by our wonderful Cassie, licensed professional mental health care clinician. And she's got data from evidence-based models to prove that these things work. So what she's presenting is not just crazy magic, it's actual scientific things that have been done and proven results. So hopefully they'll be able to help you as well. So with that said, feel free to reach out to her or us at the end of the call if you need more information. I'd ask you to please screenshot this. This is the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. So in case of an emergency, if you or somebody that you know is just really pushing the boundaries physically, mentally, and you're about to break, don't hide in that. Don't sit in that alone. Reach out and talk to somebody and get some help. So for those of you that are just listening to this, the phone number is 1-800-273-TALK 8255. So 1-800-273-8255. That's the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can also text the numbers 988. Another one that we want you to have is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. Their phone number is 800-662-4357. Their website, samhsa.gov. And then the last one is a great resource, National Alliance of Mental Health, that's NAMI, and its website is nami.org. So again, if your needs go beyond the capacity of what you're going to see and learn today, take that next step. Don't hide in fear. Don't be alone. I'll turn it over to our amazing Cassie, who has poured so much love into this. I really hope that it's healing for you guys and you can feel all the love that she's trying to give back to the community. So thanks, Cassie. I'll let you take it away.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I really splashed this slide because I really feel passionate about Walk Into It, which is the organization that I work with and that our co-hosts, our fabulous co-hosts, volunteer with actually. So they both work with the horses that we have at our ranch in Orange County in Orange Park Acres. And so I have a couple of photos here. We currently have 7 horses. 2 of them are minis. And we have a flock of therapy chickens. So Walk Into It is a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization in Orange County, and we provide accessible mental health care services. We do that through accepting a variety of insurance types. We're one of the only holistic mental health care services that accept Medicare, CalOptima, Medi-Cal. And we also offer a sliding scale payment for those who qualify. So we're really attempting to ensure that we're able to provide and meet the needs of the community who really needs it. And we offer those services, and except for CalOptima, for all ages, not just children or adults, because oftentimes you'll see it being specifically one or the other. And so we accept it across the board and work with every population, every age range. Okay. So we currently have our clinical offices down in San Juan Capistrano, which is in South Orange County. And then we have our ranch with all of these fun friends that you see here, where we do our equine assisted psychotherapy up in Orange Park Acres. We also are able to assist with telehealth, any residents throughout California, but the other services are going to be offered just in Orange County. Thank you very much for listening to that. It is a passion of mine. So let's move forward to my slides. So I did spend a lot of time on this one, as you may see. So again, my name is Cassandra or Cassie Seidler. I am currently the lead therapist at Walk Into It. I help supervise a lot of the trainees that we have there because we're also a training site where we have provided internship supervision services to over 30 different interns and future mental health care clinicians. So that is something that we're really working on, is being able to teach them our whole person care model, where we look at everything that kind of affects their entire life, not just symptoms, but everything, because we want to identify root causes and not just put band-aids on situations, which is important, right? And something we're going to be talking about more in your lives today. So I'm trained in a lot of things. I tend to really be a lifelong learner, and I enjoy seeking training and learning on my own. And so I'm not going to go through all of these, but take a look. These are all going to be things that connect mind and body. That's something that's really important, right? Because we have ignored that connection for a long time in mental health services. And so it's something that I'm really excited to see. And then as for my personal life, this is my little happy place down in the corner. There is my husband and my small dog wearing matching gray hoodies. There's my son throwing a green football. Um, all of my 3 dogs there in the center are beautiful betta fish. And then, of course, I have a lot of plants, and we all live down in San Clemente, California. So thank you for allowing me to kind of portray my happy guys there. Okay, I do want to have a disclaimer here. So, good things take time. And we talked about this a little bit, right? Changes aren't going to happen just overnight. If you're struggling with some serious anxiety or depression, it's not going to be something that you can do once and it's like a pill, right? So, if you're going to be utilizing the skills that we talk about today, it really takes dedication, right? Doing it over and over again, and really ensuring that you're paying attention to any progress that's being made. That's what's going to keep you motivated, right? Because we're so used to immediate results in this country, right? In this society, in this community. And so making sure that you celebrate every success is important, right? That way you're going to keep your system motivated to keep going. I also wanted to say that the beginning of this session is going to be kind of data heavy. And I wanted to warn you about that in case you do have some attention problems or you have some wheels that need to get out. That's totally okay. And I do apologize if it's a little dense, but I will attempt to use a pleasing tone of voice so that you're able to follow along and not fall asleep. But as with, I was saying, setting a foundation for good mental health, you need to have these underlying conditions information to be able to understand why we do some of the things that we do with this mindfulness practice that we're going to be talking about. Okay. So basically, what I'm saying is hang in there, baby. Right? Just hang in there, stick with it, and you're going to get to the second half of this presentation that is going to be a lot easier.